Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of the Bigger Podcast. We have the beautiful Margaret McCann. I think we agreed beforehand we're going to call this episode, If Anyone Can, Margaret McCann.
We decided that on the way here.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great title for the podcast.
Yeah, well.
There's a backstory to that, but we'll get to it.
Uh-huh.
It includes a few max out days. So when we asked Margaret to do this, she said no, maybe 15 times, and of course on the 16th time she finally gave in. What made you give in?
I'm not quite sure because I thought you weren't going to give in anyway.
No, totally.
I
Just said yes.
just thought I'll have to agree to it at some point. So
It
here I
was
am.
going to happen. The reason being is, if anyone who is listening to this and does know Margaret, you know that she has quite an amazing story. Even though she'll tell you she doesn't and she'll argue about it, but we'll get it out of her
Stories.
over the next hour. So, Margaret, the first question we ask everybody on this podcast is, what is your earliest memory?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I can hardly remember what I done last week. Never mind what's my earliest memory. I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
Well, where did you grow up? Because you have a different kind of accent than most powerful people.
I'm originally from Bohola, County Mayo.
County Mayo.
Yeah, County Mayo. So, and you know, well, I mean, maybe you don't know about Mayo, but one of the things County Mayo is famous for is
Mayonnaise.
that no, we've lost 11 All Islands since 1952. So, yeah, so,
Fun fact.
but yeah, well, I don't know about that. I'm also from Bohola, which is a small village.
I never heard of it before, Margaret.
No, you haven't. Well, there's three pubs in it, and there's also a song about it. So.
Well,
you
it's
wanna
famous
sing
enough.
us?
No, I'm not. No, definitely not. No,
You've
I wouldn't
brought it up.
even.
You have to sing it.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't even do it, even if I'd had a bottle of Prosecco in me. So I wouldn't. So.
Oh, let's
I'm not
talk about the
gonna-
Prosecco.
No,
huh?
not talk about the.
That gets you
Prosecco.
over the All-Ireland finals, I believe.
You what?
Does that not get you over the All-Ireland finals?
No. The last one actually was tough because I really thought they were going to beat Tyrone and they didn't.
Oh, was it close, Margaret?
Not particularly in the end. I can't even remember. There's been that many that it's very hard to even remember which ones.
Because
they
you're
were
nearly
close to.
famous for losing rather than winning.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you think you're famous.
Yeah, well, that's true too. And not giving up. Like,
Yeah.
and Mayo fans are brilliant. They just
They just keep powering on.
powering on and keep supporting.
But it is
Yeah.
the people that keep it going. Like we always say, that the community around the football and everything is so big.
Amazing.
It is, yeah.
You know.
yeah.
You always see
And it's a
people-
great day out.
It
You know,
is,
fun.
yeah. Seacrow Park and the day of an All Ireland.
85,000
Uh-huh.
and it's
yes.
round.
And it is buzzing every year. It really is. Like, and probably you find when two teams that don't come there often, like when we take Dublin and Kerry out of it, let's say, that it definitely it's
Because it's a wee day out for them,
It
isn't it?
is, yeah.
And they're so excited to be there, you know.
Yeah, well, Mayo were there fairly regular. And actually, a couple of times they have also lost, they've drawn in a final, so you've actually had to replay.
Right, yeah.
So there's probably maybe about 13, I think it is. There's been at least 2, maybe 3 times.
Which I think's mad that if it's a draw, they were like, out, see you in 2 weeks, we're going again.
No, yeah.
But here, 2 days out, what more could you want?
Well, 2 days out, yeah, but then we've had
Yeah,
2 more days of heartbreak too. Being
Yeah,
from,
well, that's
being from Mayo, that's but anyway, so. We'll
But
just move
I
on.
have reason to believe that you are quite the, well, we know by the way you're talking about it, you're quite the fan, but I do believe you like stand beside the pitch with a wee pocket full of sweets, was I told?
All right. Oh yeah. Well, no, I haven't done that in a while now, so I don't.
I don't know where our sources are from, Margaret.
It's always Louise Gordon. She tells me everything as if like,
Yeah, she does.
You should probably start helping her out.
I shouldn't be telling Louise anything anymore. That's what.
Louise,
it
you're
is,
banned
you know.
for talking to Margaret.
I'd rather let
Yeah.
stuff from Louise to ask you on
No,
the podcast
well,
so that
no.
we have it in black and white that'll be here forever and the stories will live
No,
on.
well,
So yeah, you were from Mayo. How did you end up? Where did you go from there? Because you didn't end up straight in Macclesfield.
no. I'm here 24 years, but I went to New York.
Yes.
So,
Straight from Mayo, straight to New York.
uh-huh.
Like
Yeah,
a
it
country
wasn't
girl
such a
going to
big,
the big
wasn't-
city.
Hold on.
It wasn't such a
Hold
big.
on,
big
wait.
city
You
thing.
can't just jump.
Right.
That's like jumping 20 years.
Oh, but I also, first of all, you did ask about my earliest childhood memory.
Yeah.
So,
you just
one
brought
of
it up
them.
now,
See,
remember?
just when I'm thinking about it now, one of them would be.
Pub. One of them 3 pubs. was it?
No. It was Christmas. There was Christmas now. This is many, many years ago. It's probably not even. It's not even my earliest memory, but it's one that I do remember. And I'm sure if it happened to you, if you would remember it too. But
Oh, dear folks,
yeah.
what are we going to listen to?
So Christmas morning, we would have left a sock. It wasn't a stocking because we just had the biggest, longest sock that we could find, and you left it at the end of the bed, and you'd have got that, and you'd have got your, the comic books, the books. So we'd have got like Twinkle or Bunty, I think it was, or something like that. But so this Christmas we had our socks left out. I think they were just a ploy so that we'd eat all the sweets and we'd stay in bed. But this Christmas morning, my oldest brother, in the middle of all the sweets, he got a spud. Just,
What was the reason behind this one? Just
well, it was just a warning from Santa Claus, that next year, if he didn't behave, like
You'd get more spuds.
He'd get more spuds. He
and
wouldn't
I
get
reckon
any
you
sweets.
took the most meaning.
Well, I'll tell you, like to this day, we're still gunked over it like that.
you are.
Sure.
Yes, so
You poor kids just sitting there like scoffing your
well,
sweets.
yes,
thinking,
well, that's
Santa
it. And then
has
this,
spuds.
well, it left us speechless. It really did. Like
You were thinking you were so good all year, and
What
you
age
weren't.
would you have been?
I don't know.
Brilliant.
Well, I would imagine probably maybe 5 or 6.
Would you have been devastated? That would have been such a big,
yes, it was.
terrible thing to see.
You are.
Yeah.
We are very, very into Christmas. Like if there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
scale of
Yeah,
1
well.
to Christmas, you are
Christmas is
Christmas.
lovely. It's my favourite time of year too.
Yeah.
Because
Well.
you wrap every year. You make a theme. Is that right?
Yes.
Talk
yeah.
us through the theme.
So, well, this started probably a few years ago. You know the way now that Santa Claus doesn't come to my house, if there's any really young people coming listening to this. So, but Santa Claus doesn't come anymore. So, a few years ago, I just decided to, don't know where it was, somebody had seen it on the internet or something where you do these themed boxes and you just kind of put all the presents into the boxes and then just make up
A shape.
boxes. Yeah, so I've done snowmen,
But I've never seen
reindeers.
Have you
They've-
done
no,
that? Girl,
I've seen that.
actually, the first one I seen was the fireplace. And
the
the
fire-
elf
fire-
coming down the.
the Santa Claus coming
Oh,
down the chimney. So that was, Keenan was getting a TV. This is only like, I mean, Ella's 26, Keenan's 23, and Luke is 21. Like, so this is only, it's not like they're babies. So it's not, or teenagers.
always be
your
babies.
Well, they are my babies, yeah. So I made out of the TV, I made a fireplace. And then I had the legs of Santa Claus hanging down. And then I done 2 chimney stacks.
That is so
like
cool.
Keenan. And Santa's legs are sticking out. So they are.
You
So,
need to see
yeah.
the picture.
I can't wait to see that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And have you
So-
got any idea what your theme's going to be? Like, don't tell
Well, I
anybody,
can't
'cause
tell.
it's
Yeah,
secret,
I have.
But have you got
I
a
have.
theme in mind?
I have a theme in mind for this year, yeah.
Oh, I
Where do you
love
get the
that.
time? Where do you get the time?
Well, it doesn't actually take that long if you think about it. Like, if you have it all planned.
Yes.
Because it's usually only maybe 2 or 3 boxes, so to make it.
And like a snowman would probably be, as you say.
A snowman was made 3 boxes, I think, and you used a shoebox for 1, like for the hat. And, you just.
Oh, that's
use-
lovely.
I
And
I
take
love
my
that.
stuff from on Christmas Eve. I take it down to my mother-in-law. I'm like, can you wrap this for Alex?
Sorry,
That's my level of thinking.
Yeah, well, you see, I've always wrapped them, and I always like Christmas, and I just thought, what's something different. And then once I started it,
And you couldn't stop
couldn't
it.
stop it, so
Oh, that's
I
very
kind of
exciting.
feel. So last year, then Keenan, he was away, and I thought I wasn't going to do anything, and then I felt a bit guilty that I wasn't doing anything. So I done Santa and Mrs. Claus last year then. So,
Lovely.
yeah, but I have an idea
Wait,
if I do.
Oh, because whenever Alex's brother moved to Boston, dinners just stopped in Bridge End. They just stopped making dinner.
All right.
I was
Yeah.
like, there is us. We're still
But
here.
he just loved the spuds and meat and everything. For
Right,
dinner,
We were
yes.
getting proper
yeah.
dinners every day, and then
Yeah,
Jack
well-
moved, and that was it. We were to fend for ourselves.
Well, that's a bit like Eden now. He would have liked a spud dinner, so we don't have we don't have a Sunday roast anymore because he doesn't. He's the only one that really liked it. And I
No,
just
no,
think,
Mum
"Ah,
sure
well,
still makes
yeah."
Sunday dinner. Now we haven't been in a
So-
few weeks, but we're
That's
still
all we
getting
get, is
Sunday.
just we-
Well, we've Ella away too, so there's only and Luke. Well, he comes home at the weekend, so he comes home and has dinner. So, but he would eat anything. He's not fussy. So I think it's only Luke. Not
Sunday
only
night.
Luke, because Luke, you're very important.
Of
like,
course.
but-
Mabel only eats at either my mum's house or her childminder, so that's why we have to go like on a Sunday to make sure she gets her Sunday dinner, set her up
Right.
for the week coming.
Yeah.
We do feed her. She just doesn't like to eat in our house.
oh, does she not?
We've told this story on
I
this
know.
before, but on Christmas Day, Stuart and Jackie brought up the Christmas dinner up to our house.
Like pre-cooked, so they had to finish it off in our house.
Right.
And Mabel wouldn't eat it. And then we went down Boxing Day down to their house, the same food, the exact same turkey, spuds, you name it, and she devoured it.
Right.
So it's
just our
Did
house.
she not eat her dinner in your house
Nope.
at all? No.
No, she eats sausage.
She doesn't
She
eat sausage.
eats red sauce.
Right.
That's
So-
all she
But
likes.
whatever I send to the childminder, if I made that, no, she won't eat that.
All
So we
right.
send a real selection to the childminder.
I'm like, yo, can you just like force feed her all the food all day?
She doesn't have force feed, she's
I know.
And she just eats it. Isn't that strange? Obviously, she doesn't relate your home to
No.
cooking the dinner.
That's exactly how Margaret was.
Must be the one dodgy dinner one thing.
I do not like to cook. I would rather quicker starve, so she's probably like, I don't want to eat my
Right.
mummy's dinner.
Right.
And Keith makes her maybe fajitas, like chicken. That's the only thing she will maybe eat for Keith, but no sausages for me, and that's about the height of it.
So all your kids are very well travelled.
Well, they're
They must have got that.
Would they get this from you?
well. You see, I was only in New York.
But tell us about New York. What age did you go to New York?
So I wasn't that young. It was only, I was 26 when I went to New York. Yeah.
It was still scary though, just
Yeah.
moving from Mayo.
Well,
to New
You
York.
go on your
it
own?
wasn't. Well, I went over to friends. I went over to my friend Caroline. She was over there. I got at the time it was a Donnelly visa.
A what visa?
A Donnelly visa.
What's a Donnelly?
It was a legal way into America.
Okay.
Which a lot of my friends and Charlie, my now husband, he didn't have at the time. So I
How
had
did
got
they
one.
get in?
Well, they were illegal in America.
They
weren't
went. They went and just maybe didn't leave. Yeah. So, but that's. I mean, that's a long time ago. So I went with a Donnelly visa, and that gave you a green card. So
Okay.
I was able to stay legally and stay
work?
there and work.
What did you do over there? I know the answers to these, but
All right, I was a hairdresser.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I was a hairdresser.
That'd be so hard.
I had my own hair salon.
way.
In partnership, I was with another girl. Yeah, for 5 years.
So you studied hairdressing in Mayo and then went over
Yeah,
there.
went over there.
That's a
and
great
they-
trade to pick up, you know.
Yeah, it was. It was tough though, because it's very competitive over there.
Okay.
So you were working like, I mean, the hours have been crazy, and that was grand. It was all fine until I had Ella, and then kind of the hours just got like, it wouldn't be strange to do, say, a 55 hour week and expected to do it. Like, I mean, there was 3
And that was
days.
normal,
That was
Mark?
normal. 3 days we would have done like a 12-hour day, and then the other 2 were at least 9, 8, 9
But that's on your feet all day too.
And
You know,
that's-
it's not
yes,
sitting at a
yeah.
desk or anything.
And there was days you'd have seen that you maybe wouldn't have even had time to get a lunch, you know, so
And then trying to get childcare and everything at the same time. then.
yeah, so kind of.
Did
and
she
even-
get a passport then for? Was she born over there?
She was born.
She's
over there.
citizen?
She's
Citizen?
citizen. Well, all mine are, the 3 of them.
Really good thing.
Because they weren't all born there. Ella was the only one born there, but I took out American citizenship before I left, and then they were
Clever.
able to
When you
claim
get it off. That's brilliant. though.
American citizens born abroad is what they are. So Keenan and Luke also got theirs. So yeah,
That's very good to have.
so it is. Well, Luke Keenan is out there now, so he is. But
And he
Easier
didn't have
for him,
any.
yeah.
He didn't have any trouble getting it.
no, he just went with his American
'Cause I remember when
passport.
my brother was moving over, like there was just so many jumps there, like, you know, hoops to jump over to get there and
Yes,
then
yeah.
get his green card and you know, get a job and
And solicitor fees to get all that sorted too.
you know,
Yes,
mad.
he's married.
He's married now,
there,
yes, but he married
yeah.
out there, but he moved like not married, if that makes sense.
Right, yes, yeah.
And to get the healthcare set up and everything.
Healthcare is mad. It really
Was
is.
it what was the hospital system like having a baby over there compared to like having a baby?
It was well before having Ella, they threw every test at you, no matter what it was, you could have got it. And but I remember walking out of the hospital like with Ella. She was 24 hours old, maybe. Did I have 2 nights, or maybe she was 48 hours? And literally, they said bring her to a paediatrician when she's 2 weeks old, and that was it.
What?
That was, I swear to God.
Literally just sent you out. Like,
Sent you out. Yeah.
I
away
find
you
it so
go.
strange because
Uh-huh.
they send you out with the baby thinking, oh, well, you should know what to do, but you don't know what to do.
No.
We had people
no.
during
I mean,
lockdown,
I wasn't that. I was 33 when I had Ella, you know, and like, I mean, I may as well have been a 20-year-old. Like, I mean,
No, but they
I
don't
just,
show you anything, you know.
No, nothing.
They
you
don't
know,
do that
so-
now either.
No. But I think here, because I had Keenan and Luke when I came home, and I came home here when I was 7.5 months pregnant with Keenan. And the difference, like you had your midwife calling, and you know,
Oh, it
it
was
seemed
better
to
for
be.
you,
It
though.
was like, I mean, I literally had nothing. Like you had
That's scary
no
on your own, you know.
support. Yes,
Is that
yeah.
you when you come home 7.5 months pregnant? Was that you home for good then?
Home for good. Yeah.
So how long were you in New York for the whole time?
Total 10 years.
That's a long time.
Yes, yeah, it was. It was a long time.
So that's where you
Was
met
it
Charlie.
lovely?
That's where I met Charlie.
How'd you meet him?
Huh? Well,
he's not
how
American.
would you think?
Irish bar.
Irish bar. Yeah.
you call them bars?
Actually, huh?
Charlie's not American.
No. He's from here. He's from Toon.
That's what you always find. Like
It's a
people,
man.
He's a Toon
they
man.
meet like in, you know, America or Australia or whatever, but neither of them are from those countries. They're
No.
from here. You know, it's so
Yeah,
just
yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah. That was it. Well, actually, now where the house I was living with Caroline and Geraldine, and Geraldine was actually going out with Pierce, Charlie's friend. So he would have been up in the apartment, and I was going out one night, and he
The
He's
rest
like,
is
I
history.
like OD. I like OD.
He just
I need my haircut, Margaret. That's what he said.
yeah, that was it. So,
And then
so,
he's from
yes,
here, and then
he's
that.
from here. So
Well, big
yeah.
discussions if you went to Mayo or you came here, or
yeah, I think it probably. I don't. I think to be realistic, to come here, like to come up here. By the time we were moving home, like both my parents had passed away, and there was nobody really at home. And to come home, go down to Mayo, like, I mean, I had no contacts for work or that. So it made more sense to move up here. And we came up here and I hated it.
oh no,
Yeah.
Why?
just coming from
Well, I
such
knew
a big
no one.
city,
I knew
or
nobody.
nobody.
Nobody. Well, Charlie's family now, and in fairness, they were very good, but they have their own lives and their
Yes,
own
of
children and everything. And, you know, it was the fact that I remember one day somebody saying, oh, you get that in Ballymena. And I thought, where's Ballymena? You know,
Yeah.
how do I get there? You know, when I come out of the house, do I turn left or right? You know, things like that. You're thinking, like,
I know we would probably take for granted, you know.
yes.
Did you move to
yeah.
Timber or did you move to Macafelt?
We rented in Toom first while we were at the house in Marfelt was being built. So we were there. We went back then about 18 months after. Then in the meantime, 9/11 had happened when we were home. We had just actually moved into Marfelt because we had no TV at the time. We hadn't got an aerial or nothing. I remember listening to it on the radio and thinking, what's that? They're probably exaggerating. You know, the way the press and Americans, you thought it was all just going to be exaggerated. And next thing they were talking about a Twin Tower, you know, the Twin Towers being fallen and all that. So, and I'll tell you, we were glad we were home then.
And I'm sure they were areas where you would be regular, Margaret. You know what?
Well, we wouldn't have been like down there, but you kind of thought we're going to know a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, and my brother was still there, even though I knew he shouldn't have been down there, but you still thought, you know, there could be a random
And you
reason.
couldn't ring nothing because
Couldn't get anybody, you couldn't talk to anybody. But eventually it was actually Olive, the girl that I had worked with, it was her mother in Westmeath had rang me to say Olive had, you know, it was a
Contacted her
roundabout
or
way
something.
to say that everybody that they knew were fine. And they didn't actually know anybody personally that lost their life in
still
it,
awful,
you
huh?
know, but it was still awful. It really was, you know, so.
I remember coming home from school and went in and my brother was in the living room watching it, but the ironing board was still set up. My mum had went to the neighbours to see if, like, what's happened, is this real or whatever. I remember my brother telling me that my dad was going to have to go to war and all now, and I sat and bawled my eyes out.
Oh, gee.
I was like, what was that? I was like 9, sobbing, thinking my dad's going to war. What do you mean he's going to war?
it's scary.
He can't, he drives
was.
taxis.
Yeah, it was awful, so it was. But then we went back after Gary, my brother, he got married out there, then he was to come home, but then there was a big clampdown and he couldn't come home at the time. So he got married out there and we went off to the wedding. And the first couple of days I had thought, no, I'd like to be back here. And I was at the wedding and anybody would say, well, how is it? And I say, no, don't come home, don't move home, it's terrible. And then after spending 2 weeks in the heat and 2 kids there, and it was, mind you, tell you another story. We were it was the day before Gary's wedding, and there's a big rehearsal dinner the day before,
yes.
and so Charlie had gone out to the airport to pick.
I know, very
yes, it is,
American.
yeah, he'd gone out to the airport to pick people up from the airport, and I was in the house. Just shows you should not take your eyes off a child for a minute. And I was getting Ella and Keenan ready for the dinner, and the phone rang. We were staying with friends, and the phone rang, and I picked up and was chatting away. And I had filled the bath for them to have a bath before getting them ready. And the phone rang and I chatted away. Next thing I got off the phone and there was dead silence. And I'll tell you my heart. I panicked. And I ran
Quiet house
out.
with kids is never good.
yeah. No, Ella was fine. She was quiet. She would be quiet. She was old enough, but Keenan, he was, 2? And I ran straight to the bathroom. He wasn't there. Went down to the bedroom. Now, he hadn't been well, so what was he doing but slugging on a bottle of Nurofen? So he was. Yes, yeah.
I monkey.
He loved medicine.
I was going to say normally can't get kids to do
Yeah, no,
medicine.
he loved medicine. So in the panic, like I'd known, and I had given him some already, but I had just, you know, in the safety bottle, in all that panic, I'd given him some medicine, obviously.
It's probably just sat
put
it down
back
and got
on
distracted, you know.
in the suitcase, and I rang 911 to see. Now I wanted to ring to talk to poison control maybe to see what I should do with him.
Yes.
And they said, ma'am, we need to get you an ambulance. You know, this is American. So I said, okay, all right, panicked. And next thing, the sirens started coming.
Oh,
down the
Margaret.
street. First of all, the police came. The police. Next thing, the fire brigade landed.
No way.
And eventually,
fire
you should
brigade.
have seen that. You should have seen the house was full of all these firemen and policemen, and eventually, yes, and eventually the ambulance came.
And the one you needed.
Exactly, but apparently whoever is closest responds when you call
Right,
911.
okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes firemen or paramedics too.
Yes.
Have you
yeah.
been watching Station 19?
Well, it was.
And what happened? What did he have to get
Well,
doctor?
they said
maybe it was
they had to bring him. They had to bring him to hospital, so we went off in the ambulance to the hospital. But there was nothing. Like,
And you couldn't
just
even be sure how much he had drank.
no,
probably, you know.
How much did they not charge you for that?
it was about £800, I think. Yeah,
Expensive
Well, we
bottle.
had the insurance, so
Oh,
you
that's
know.
okay.
I know,
so
thank
it was
goodness.
okay,
But that's
yes,
mad.
yeah,
Insurance
yeah,
isn't over
I know,
there.
Yeah, but insurance then, health insurance was absolutely crazy over there. That was another reason why.
Because you hear
didn't
people
want to
jump
stay.
out of ambulances when they come to because they're like, I can't afford to pay.
I know,
You know,
yes.
I don't- they don't want to go to hospital
Yeah,
because of the
exactly.
fees.
Yeah, it would. It's ridiculous. And like healthcare, like a lot of Americans get their jobs because based on what their healthcare,
Yes.
privileges are,
very
yeah,
limited.
it is. Yeah, yeah. So-
Were you ever in anything like drastic when you live in America? Like anytime you want to like pick up bakery stuff or anything? I know. Tell us the story.
The hold up.
Hold on.
The hold
I feel
up.
like we're in,
Really, yeah,
I feel like we're in like a movie scene or something.
Yeah.
All these stories.
Yeah.
I don't
so-
be out there before this happened.
I was only a couple of weeks out there. Yeah. So,
Supposed to be a young country girl, just
yeah,
From
walking
Mayo.
up to from Mayo, from Bohola, County Mayo, with the 3 pubs. But there's only one open now. So
at least that pub standing.
yeah, so where I was walking, there was a deli. Like I lived in Woodlawn, in the Bronx, in Woodlawn now, and people think the Bronx,
I was J Lo from the vlog.
yeah. So there was Triades was the name of the shop. On a Friday evening, the Irish newspapers all came in, so you got that. That was our source of information, was the Irish newspapers on a Friday evening. So, and he also sold the sweets, the chocolates, the Irish sweets, chocolates, biscuits.
Because they're
all
so
of that.
expensive now in America.
Yeah, well, they were also not as easy to come by. You
No.
see, don't forget, this is 35 years ago.
And they're still not as easy to come by,
38,
especially for my
38.
brother to get.
Yes, yeah, probably they're not, but they're a bit easier. So I went up to going to try Eddie's and I was walking thinking what I was getting. Charlie had said he wanted a flake and I was getting whatever else. And next thing, walked in and there was a man behind the counter pointing a gun at me, shouted at me to get on the floor. And I went,
That would be terrifying.
I went, what? And he shouted at me again. And I still went, what? 3 times he had to tell me to get off on the floor. So, and then they had to peel me up off the floor, like when they left. Like, so. I wouldn't get up. I said, no, don't get up, don't get up.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
Like, was someone there that rang the police, Margaret, or obviously someone-
Eventually, yeah. Once because then actually, then when I was on the floor, because of course I dropped onto the floor thinking, oh my God. So as they were,
Chest before proper year.
exactly. But I just stayed down. I definitely didn't get up again. Probably the same speed as I get up from the chest to floor now too. But I went down. As they were leaving, then your man grabbed me by the shoulder and I thought, what the hell? I would say worse. I wasn't what the hell. And then he had the gun and he said, get in behind the counter. So I went in behind the counter. And then I can't think, Chris was the fella in behind the counter. I knew him afterwards. And he was saying, I think they're gone. I said, no, they're not gone. Don't get up, don't get up.
Was there anyone else
They
in
were
the shop?
probably in Harlem by the time we got up. Like, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, there was 3 of us, I think, 4. They'd put one man into the storage room. He must have been close to the counter when they got there. So they put him in the storage room, and there was another woman on the floor somewhere, and then there was me stuck to the floor.
So they rang the police then when they left
They
or whatever.
left, yeah.
They got
Charlie-
did
did
they
Charlie get
get
his
money?
They just took the money out of the till, like they didn't take
Wasn't it
because,
worth it?
huh?
Wasn't it even
Like for all
worth
they
it?
probably got.
Probably all they got. I don't know what it was.
So
like,
scary,
you
though.
know,
Did Charlie get his flake?
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Well, that's something that you remember to get this
Exactly.
flake,
Yeah,
Margaret.
flake after.
You got traumatized
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, I was.
I would have
but
been
you
away
know
home. I'd have been way back to Mayo.
But I think, no, I didn't.
I would've.
No.
Maybe that was like a normal Friday night sort of in those areas.
I just get
Well,
robbed.
maybe,
well,
no,
yeah,
but just
no.
not. Yeah.
Well, I think, but what it did do was make you very aware that you are in a city where these things can happen. You know, that there is like, you know, there's plenty of guns around, and that because before that, you know. And even to a point after, you'd be very lackadaisical, maybe walking around the place at
Okay.
10 or 11 o'clock, you know, even
night?
at night time, yes, you know, because you think it's a safe area,
Okay.
you know, so it did make us more aware. And then actually, it was the week afterwards, then the girls that I was living with, Rushy and one of the girls, she was coming in now, the bottom door in our apartment building didn't lock. But that's kind of how more or less how safe we felt we were in the
Right,
area.
okay, yeah. So
know.
you didn't mind them?
No,
lock,
no.
Okay.
You still thought you were in Mayo?
It's still, yeah, more or less, really, you know, because it was Woodlawn, it was full of Irish. It was an Irish
Okay.
community,
Yeah.
you know. So
I think everyone would look after each other.
yeah, and they did, you know, to be fair. But she was coming in, it was maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and she came up the stairs, and we were on the first floor, and she was coming up the stairs, and she heard the door opening behind her,
Oh my
and she
goodness.
knew that it wasn't. That
Shouldn't have been anyone coming behind
anybody
her.
coming in. And next thing, he ran up the stairs, and now she was banging at the door to try and let her in, but we thought it was somebody trying to break into our
So you
apartment.
were scared inside.
So we were scared inside. She was banging on the door, and he came up and he punched her in the face and grabbed her
my
bag
goodness.
and took her bag. Yeah. So
Or how long were you there? That's
so scary.
3 weeks then. That was
That was the week after the shooting.
yeah.
That's
That was the
mad.
week after the shooting. Yeah, yeah. Now,
I'm
in
sure
all
she
the
had her
years,
keys out of her
I'd
bag
say
every time before then.
because some of the girls that were there maybe 3 or 4 years before that, you know, and they'd say in all the years they'd been there, that nothing had happened, and now over I come and
the common
From
denominator.
where? That's
So,
scary. That's
yeah,
really scary though.
yes, yeah, that was scarier, I think, than
It's someone at your house.
yes,
That's-
somebody came into the building, and actually, yeah,
And did the door get fixed after that? Or
it
anything?
did. Oh yeah,
But it had to.
definitely did.
Oh
yeah.
goodness,
so-
that's very.
That's a warm welcome to America, isn't it?
So that was American. I still stayed.
Now for 10 more like years.
Well, nearly 10 years after that. Yeah.
Was like, is it sort of like you would imagine living in New York? Like you go to Central Park, you would, you know.
Same at the time she was working.
I know, yeah,
Exactly.
so busy,
Exactly.
yeah, I know.
Yes, they were. And like the thing about it was, like, I worked Saturdays. Charlie was off Saturdays, so
You
like,
couldn't do
couldn't
touristy
it.
things.
No, you didn't. You did
Times
go and
Square
you're
and
doing.
everything.
Well, that was the other thing. See, when we were there, Times Square was not a thing. Times Square was a red light district. Like it was full of
Was it?
hookers. Yeah, yeah, it was. It was a place you wouldn't have gone. So you
Wow.
wouldn't.
Isn't that man in now a place where everybody wants to
Everybody
go?
goes.
That's the first place we went. We got off
yeah.
the,
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
bus.
We went to New York, must be 8 years ago maybe, and we had, well, we stayed for a week, but we packed so much in for a week because there's so much to do.
Yes.
I
I
was
didn't
there.
even do enough.
I was there 4 days, and some big guy threatened to stab me.
Near
Okay.
the Twin
Yes.
Towers.
Oh, yes.
I remember
Yeah,
going there.
yeah.
It just openly threatened to stab me. I was like, "Oh, I'm okay, thank you."
Like I don't, like you said,
you just you have to be.
You know what?
aware
America
where
is a shithole.
it would
well,
scare me, Margaret. I wouldn't like it because even we were in Dublin last week, and I had been watching that much stuff about like riots and like stabbings, and it was only maybe like 10:30, and we were out like walking up Grafton Street, and I was thinking to myself, I'm more heels, I can't walk any faster. I was scared of getting attacked or something.
really, yes, yeah.
Like so, I imagine in New York.
But you see, where we were, it wasn't like that. It was like really nice. Where was that?
outside a hotel. I know. So then that made me even more scared.
Just something set on fire.
So for anyone, Keith was just showing Margaret a fire outside her hotel last week in Dublin. I was terrified at this stage.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
It's just scary now.
it is, yeah. So we wouldn't have actually gone down to the city that much really at all. So we wouldn't have. We would have. I don't really know what we'd done.
As it brings a wee bit outside it.
It's one of the boroughs.
When you go there for a week or two, you're doing all the tourist
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
When
you
you're
try
living
that.
there,
She's normal too, you know.
Yes.
I lived
yeah.
in London, and people were like, "Oh, did you go to such and such?" I was like, "I don't even know who that is."
Yeah,
Do you know?
no, yeah. Well, that was it. You
Just had to
don't
get on with your
know.
day to day.
Yes, yeah.
And have you been back? Well, for your brother's wedding, you know, would it be somewhere you would go regular now, or that's
no.
done? You know?
Well, you see, I'm going on Friday. We're going on Friday myself,
Lovely.
to Keenan. My son, he's
Brilliant.
over there, so we're going to Queens. But we're just actually going to see him for a couple of days. Well, no, we're seeing him the whole time, but we're only staying in New York for a couple of days, and then we're going to Cape Cod.
Oh,
So we're
beautiful.
going to go there.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Have you been on any other holidays this summer?
In Spain or somewhere like that. a few
Well,
weeks ago.
I was in Tenerife there earlier in the year, and then we went to Dubai there.
Oh, Dubai! I love the stories from Dubai.
We would very fancy Dubai. too, that'd be
Dubai
nice.
is lovely.
What would you do in Dubai? What did you do? What did you
What
do
would you
that you would
recommend?
What did we do?
I hear they do this dune buggy racing over there.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Is that good?
all right.
Is that good? Is it?
I'd like to do it.
Well, oh no. Well, if you like that kind of thing, but the day we went,
I'd be terrified the whole time, you know.
we were. Well, we hadn't planned to do it. Myself and Liz, I hadn't actually planned to do any of them because I didn't want to do a camel ride because I have a fear of heights, and I've been on a horse a couple of times, but I find that's quite high.
They are high, yes. I'm scared of
so,
heights too.
So I thought, well, I don't really want to do the camel. I definitely didn't want to do the sand bashing thing that they do on the way into it, and I didn't want to do the dune buggies.
What's the sand bashing?
You know, in the Jeep where they go mad and
Oh, right, okay. That's
So-
what I
And
mean.
it'd be worse with a hangover, do you?
yeah. Not that I would have had one now, so I wouldn't.
She's drinking water right now. so-
Yeah. So, but myself and Liz had said, right, because Charlie and Brian wanted to do that, do all that desert stuff, and so we had gone and booked it. And we says, no, but we don't want to really do any of it. Liz had said maybe about the camel rides, and the rep had said, well, no, you don't have to. You know, you don't have to. Anything you don't want to do, just say you won't have to do it. So then he said, but do the dune buggies, because he said you can go at a nice steady pace. You have a guide, and they're not going fast, and it'll be, you know,
Or you have
Revis
your own bike
driving,
or whatever,
you're in your own buggy. So we thought, okay, well, we'll do that. So we booked that, and then out we go anyways, and the man brings us out, and he stops and lets the air down in the tyres, the pressure down the tyres as we get near to the desert. But we thought, well, sure, that's kind of normal. And we got a bit into the desert, and he said, he stopped it, and next thing he says, everybody buckled up. And we're going, yeah, we are. Yeah, fine.
Safety checks, that's good. You know,
Yes,
brilliant.
yeah. And next thing he turned up the Bali music and just go, what's he doing? I go, I don't know. And he took off. And now it was
Fell for that
bad.
or down the road?
Now Brian was in the front, myself and Charlie were in the middle, but Liz was in the very back. Well, she had the track of her head indented in the top. I mean, we were just thrown around the place.
That's
So we were.
madness. I'd
And
be
he just-
terrified.
oh, it was.
I'd scream the
Yes,
whole time.
yeah. And it was hot, and we had a couple of Prosecco's the night before too. You know,
couple.
So it was,
I spent it. Our neighbours were recently in Dubai on their honeymoon, and they said the heat was like even just walking from building to building, like you were sweating.
well,
The heat was shocking you, even in the desert, you know.
Yes, yeah. Well, the desert was hot.
And a hangover
So-
in that
and a
might
hangover,
would be
yeah.
terrible.
And we threw in a car for no.
Yes, yeah, and you hadn't really prepared, so you didn't. I mean, we didn't expect it at all, like, you know. And then
Did the boys have a good time?
oh, they loved it. And then the dune buggies. Then they had said, you know, that the two of us, there was the guide, and then Brian and Liz, and then myself and Charlie. And they said now he will go at a steady pace because it'd have to be safe. But like, I mean, what's safe for a 22-year-old who's all they looked and what's safe for us. So he took off like a bat out of hell. Brian followed him and Charlie followed him, and the same carry on. Like,
And you're just holding on like with your hand.
holding on. There was a bar at the front you could hold on, and I was roaring at Charlie, like, but he reckoned he couldn't. He just kept going like this. But I couldn't hear.
I thought you were telling him to go harder.
But he reckoned he couldn't hear me, but I could hear him. So,
Oh, he definitely could hear you, Margaret.
he could, yeah. So then we went. The camels were no bother. Then after all of that, I went on the camel ride. Then, so I actually had the whole desert experience.
And you didn't want that.
Sorry, Dan, I'm not doing none
All
of
I
no,
wanted
no.
to do was lie in the sun for an hour, you know. But yeah.
I'm sure it was a story to tell now.
Experience.
Yeah.
What about
love
this,
to do
this
that.
other holiday that you went on? The all-inclusive
Oh,
one?
the all-inclusive. Juicy.
Yeah, we need to know about it. We need to
Juicy
know about it.
retreat. Okay. It was actually really, really good. I know you don't believe me.
I
So
do
Margaret
believe
went,
you.
Margaret went on a retreat.
A
for
juice
the-
and retreat.
A juice.
What's it
Yeah.
called? What's it called?
Juicy,
Was it like
juicy
wellness
oasis.
and-
Uh-huh.
You know, didn't you do like yoga and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Margaret, or
Yes. Yeah, we did
just-
yoga.
But you lived
You
off
didn't
2
eat it?
shakes and 2 juices a day
Juices. Uh-huh.
for 7 days, 6 days.
6 days, you could say,
6
really.
days.
Yeah.
And you never, you hand on heart, were never
Hand on heart.
craving a big soda.
No.
were
You
they
would-
filling, Margaret? Or
They were, yeah. You were. I would have to say, I'm more hungry at home than I was there the whole time. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you weren't hungry. You were. When it was time for one of the juices,
You were ready
you
for
were
it, you know.
ready for it. But you never felt, you know, the way at home you might get, if you had something to eat, you'd get shaky hungry or that. You didn't get that at all.
Really sore heads.
No, No, nothing.
Obviously, what was ever in the juice is, was good for your body and everything.
Yeah, I think some people would. Now, I had been a little bit prepared because I had stopped drinking coffee. I had been on decaf,
Okay.
so that was the main thing. And I had tried not to eat processed foods most of
As
the
you
time.
weren't going to have like
I
a
was-
sugar come down or coffee come
I
down.
tried not to. But no, I didn't have any of that.
Did
So-
it help at all that me and Louise set up that WhatsApp group called Regret and kept sending you pictures of foods and ice creams?
Yeah,
Aren't
no,
they
it didn't
so
bother me.
Four-star
Yeah,
martinis?
exactly.
Didn't faze you at all?
It didn't phase me a bit, so it didn't.
I'd be like day
Regret.
3, you weren't
So-
lying there beside thinking I'd really love like a
I
ice
sent
donut or
all the desserts from the Remore individually.
Yeah, but you see now, no, none of that bothered me. The thing I was maybe, I wouldn't say craving, but you did want solid food at times. You missed something.
Okay.
Just chewing on something.
Chewing on foods, yeah. So, well,
And
we
how
did
did you,
get-
so you just relaxed? Was there like a pub?
What's a common day go by? What was it?
Yeah.
So you had, like, we got a board every day, kind of the night before they went through a board that what you could do or what you didn't have to do anything. Like some
Okay.
people you really didn't see, they kind of appeared for their juices.
Went back to the
they'd
rooms.
back to their rooms. Yeah, yeah. But the weather was beautiful and it was absolutely beautiful where it was. So there was yoga every morning at 7.
Oh,
so
that's
we done
early.
that. So we done yoga every morning at 7 o'clock, and then at 8 there was a shot of like turmeric. Yeah.
Yes, yes, very good for you.
Yeah.
It's very strong, though,
that-
no?
No, it wasn't that bad. Then you used to have salt, so they said, have a bit of salt, so pretend you're having a shot, so salt down the turmeric.
You were like, no bother.
Yeah, exactly. Where's the lemon? But no, and then because you actually didn't get your first, it was a smoothie at 10:30. But after the shot, then you would go for a big long walk, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like the scenery was gorgeous. Some of the walks were challenging enough because you were up a mountain. So
Then that would have been hard, not eating to
but it
fuel.
wasn't.
You
No,
didn't notice?
no, you didn't at all. And that's what I was afraid. I was really afraid of that because I thought I'm going to have to steal juices from somewhere because I need to eat first thing in the morning. Like when I come here for a class at 7 o'clock, I have ate my breakfast.
You
beforehand.
don't, Margaret.
Yes,
Yeah, I do.
That's good. I must get up really early to have breakfast then.
No, well, it's only a bit of fruit and yogurt, like.
I know.
and I
She'll
have
do
a-
that.
and I'll
Come
look-
train and she'll go for a big walk around the town.
Yeah,
If
but
she's not
I would have.
caught at the bottom of the car park talking to Louise.
Well, that's what happened.
Louise has started going for the walk, so.
I know. Yeah. Well, we didn't this morning. We just went for. We just had a chat.
Well, that's sometimes
So,
just
yeah,
nice.
I had to do my hair and my makeup. I forget.
You look like that. This is
Like I fast to do 9:30. I don't know how you force like.
Oh no,
7
I
a.m.
would
or-
have to. Yeah. But I didn't the whole
Yes,
the
you
whole time.
noticed
so,
you couldn't.
Yes, I could do it. But now I've fallen back into my ways again, having my breakfast.
Right, what did you have? What did you
So
have?
then at 10:30 you had your first drink.
You had a smoothie,
Mm-hmm.
like which maybe would be more substantial. So, but you only got like I thought you would have had unlimited amounts of it, but no, you had. It was just whatever it's in a bottle, so it was maybe about a pint of it,
Right,
whatever
okay.
it was, and you had no choices. Unless there was something you really didn't like, you'd have to
I
tell
can do
them ahead.
cucumber. Hey.
Yeah, there was another
pepper.
woman there that didn't do cucumber, so they made up a different juice for her. But she had to let them know, kind of,
Yes, okay.
when she got there, that this was the way it was. So, and then what else was there? Then you had your shot, not your shot, your thingy.
What's the difference between the smoothies and the shake? Just the thickness?
They were watery.
Oh, see, I'd rather like
the
a
juices weren't. Some of them weren't nice, so they weren't. Like,
But you
they
just had to get on with
You
it.
had to, yeah.
So do you have another one around lunchtime? Maybe like 1 or 2.
Half one, I think there was one, and then 4:30, and then you had
One
a
before
smoothie
bed.
before bed. Yeah.
Used to be filling to get you through to the 10:30.
yeah.
the
But you
next
see,
day.
when you're doing stuff like that, it's surprising what you can and can't do because remember 2018, we went to London and I was doing a photo shoot and I was on the last week of it and you were allowed apples and like I don't eat fruit. Like I couldn't, the texture, the taste, I don't like apples.
Just the skin really.
Jeez, I nailed about 3 of them. a day. And you know,
Yes.
something
When you
yeah.
get to, you're in that
yes.
moment.
Yeah.
was it that or what you took me to Penny Porcelain or what was it called?
Yeah, Peggy Porcelain.
Peggy Porcelain.
Like we cafe in London, Margaret's. And
Famous for its
pink,
cupcakes.
You know, all the
She
beautiful
sat near the
cakes.
cupcake in front of me and I was just sniffing them. Did you notice your heightened smell? Because there's staff there. Remember we talked about that? And like, there's no way the staff out there are doing juices for the whole time
I
of the day.
swear one day
Yes, they remember
I
making
smelled
lunch.
toast. I know I did. I kept saying it and nobody else could. I said, I can smell toast. I know they're having toast somewhere.
And nothing makes like a sliced toast with real butter and all that, Margaret.
yeah. So,
Ramona
but-
butter.
What was your first thing you ate when you came home?
Oh, good
Or
question.
got to the airport, you know.
When I got home, now we'll blame Charlie for this.
Okay, Charlie, you're the blame.
Chinese.
Was it the best Chinese you had?
No, it wasn't.
stomach would be
No,
awful.
it wasn't.
Yes.
No, I didn't even enjoy it because it was too late at night, and it was fine, but I nearly felt guilty about eating it.
Yeah.
You know that, which was a bit mad. Like, so I haven't felt guilty since.
Well, it's a good way to lose £5 in a week.
Yeah, yeah.
good
So
goal.
it was, but I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
recommend it
Wouldn't go for
for
it.
like
No,
long periods
no.
of time, but if it was for
You know, for
maybe
the health, not the.
I done it, yeah, I done it like kind of for a detox to see, and I think because it definitely has made me more aware of the foods we're eating,
Okay.
you know, and that was the thing about it too. They didn't push you to kind of say to buy there did nothing like apples, oranges, you know. That's
like, was there water even?
There was water. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
there was
could fill
any
the
amount
water.
of water. There was like infused water. There was a fizzy water, and there was just ordinary plain tap
How do
water.
you know about diluting?
No.
Like very
There
strict.
was no.
Yeah, what?
There was teas, like there was.
Oh, like green teas,
they're
mints,
not
that sort of
even,
thing.
It wasn't even green tea. It was all just.
Not even
you know,
Punjabi?
infused. No Punjabi.
Tetley's?
I prefer Tetley's,
Do you
but no,
Tetley's?
there wasn't. Yeah, no, there was nothing. That was it.
I've been
So,
ready for home.
But would you do it
I
again?
know.
I would. Yes. Yeah. I would do
You
it.
just felt really good in yourself. by the
Really
end of the
good,
week, Margaret.
and I would do it, and I would be more prepared because now, in fairness, the day before, like when we were going to the airport, I brought a sausage sandwich with me. I had a bag of tato, real tato, and I had a glass of wine at the airport and a little bottle of prosecco on the plane.
You're like, I'm not certain
Paddington
until I get
Slot-
there. I'll
yeah,
get everything
exactly.
in, you know.
Yeah, that was my mindset. Whereas Sinead, because she's been before, had been good for. She'd definitely been good for maybe 3 or 4 days before.
So it
and
wasn't
was in
such a
that
shock to
mindset.
her then, you
yeah.
know.
Was it her idea?
Mhm.
Was there any time at all you want to be like, I'm going to smack
No. She was very nervous that we were going to do that. That we would be thinking.
Are they strict and check
Very
your bags
supportive.
for snacks or
No,
anything?
no.
No, they didn't do that, you know.
And but there was people that, and you could have if you were really suffering, like you could have got cereal, not cereal bars, but some
Like
kind of
granola or
bars
something.
at there, and they would have also given you like pieces of fruit, like
Okay.
solid pieces.
But when you're in it, you probably would be like, I'm going to do it. You know, you
Yes, yeah.
Oh, it was somebody's birthday when you were there and you all got fruit? No?
We got cake, fruit,
A fruit
2 or
cake?
3 pieces. 2 or 3 pieces of fruit. That was it.
That was.
We did go on a boat trip and we got the kebabs. I sent you the pictures. The fruit.
Oh, fruit kebabs. I know. I
Yeah.
I think you had a kebab in the middle of this.
We got the fruit kebabs. So there was 6 of us, wasn't it? 6 of us on the boat, and there was 9 fruit kebabs. There was 5 pieces of fruit on each kebab. So we all had one each. So there was a bit. There was a tomato. It was a lovely tomato, like on a fruit kebab, but it was lovely. There was a tomato, a piece of pineapple, a banana, mango, and a piece of orange. So we all had one each, and then there was the one
3
that we had
left
to split between 2.
I thought you were going to say you fought over it.
Oh, well, no, we didn't. No,
Last one
we weren't.
standing.
No, what we did do was, so there was 5 pieces of fruit on it. So, of course, nobody would say, well, you have that extra piece.
Yes, they don't want to
So
be nice.
It was a piece of banana. So we halved the piece of banana.
Well, at least you got like 1.5 kebabs.
Well,
that was
well, we got 2 pieces of fruit and half a 1-inch piece of banana. So we had
hilarious.
to share it, yeah. So, but it was good.
rather you than me, Margaret. Rather than me.
Yeah. So,
Tell me, some of the questions were sent through
right.
by LG herself.
What did she say?
The car park story. Apparently, it's the best story in the world. I've heard it.
I think I know what this one is.
You do know it.
I think the audience needs to know what it is.
It's just so many good stories.
No, well, no. This was this was before I went to America. So this is. Let me hold on till I get my tissue first. Sorry.
This is way back when.
This was it was a couple of days before my brother's wedding, actually. I don't know. It must be. I don't know. Way back. They're probably nearly married. Let's see, 38 maybe 38 years ago. But anyways. So a couple of days before their wedding, and we were in Ballina in County Mayo, and it was I was in Dunn's car park, myself and my sister, and now I had been out the night before. This sounds terrible, like everything else.
Everything's Prosecco.
Well, it wasn't actually at the time, but
She does do other things so true.
Oh, she is the gin tin master.
I was in Dunn's car park. We were driving out of the car park. I was driving out of the car park, and kind of just driving along the the lane, whatever you call that. And there was a car at the other end of the car park that started reversing. So I had stopped, seen her coming, I had stopped. Now she was way, way away from me, and she kept reversing and reversing. And I was saying, she's bound to stop her, she's bound to see me. And still kept coming and coming. And next thing, bang, she reversed into me. I thought, bloody hell's fire, she's gone straight into me. So I got out of the car and what the hell, like, trying to keep this kind of
very PG in the
PG.
podcast.
And she said, oh my God, I'm so sorry I didn't see you. And I said, how do you mean you didn't see me? You know, and it caused a bit of drew some attention to myself anyway. But she'd done no damage to the car. And she says, she kept going, no, I just didn't see you. And I said, how the hell didn't you see me? Like, you reversed down, I could see you coming. And anyway, so I say there was quite a few people looking at the whole commotion that I'd caused. And I got back into the car, slammed the door, and I took off and I drove straight into a pole. Ripped the side of my car, so I did. And then I wouldn't stop. And I said, no, we're not stopping. And I clunk, 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 clunk out of the car park. I'd ripped the tyre, the whole thing was burst. So, yeah.
Karma.
Exactly.
The woman in the car, you remember?
I'm sure she was delighted. I'd say she was. And because I still see this man standing there, and his mouth, his chin had dropped it down, and I don't think he could believe what he'd seen, the whole thing.
Oh, it's so funny, Margaret. Imagine I would have been feeling if I was you. And
I was absolutely ripping. And I wouldn't stop. Like, you know, I had to just, but you could hear me thumping.
You couldn't let everyone see you stop, so you just had to get home.
Well, no, I couldn't even drive that far because the tyre had ripped. So I was literally thumping out of the car park. So, yeah.
Stranded. I didn't think you'd be that kind of stranded.
No, I'm not. I'm not now.
That's so funny, Margaret. So funny.
I have a few questions, obviously. I was going to ask them earlier, but they were... We brushed over them. Whenever you came back from America, did you go straight back into hairdressing? Or
I was thinking.
No, I didn't. Well, I had Keenan and Luke when we came home, and then I went back to education. I went and done, because I thought, what do I do? I didn't want to do hairdressing.
Yeah, 50 hours a week.
Exactly, yes. I'd had enough, but also kind of, you know, thought, I've always felt, even when I was hairdressing, I always felt, you know what, there's more I could do. You know, I just felt I left school kind of without even really thinking about it, and kind of thinking, I don't know if I think I could do something more. So I went back. I went up to the tech here and just to see what courses there were, and just thinking of maybe do something in childcare or something. Mm-hmm. And it was the careers woman then there said about doing the access course. So I did the Access to University course, thinking, well, I'll do that. Myself and Luke started. He started in nursery and I started in the tech. The same day. And it went on and on and on. I think Luke had nearly left school by the time I'd finished. And then after that, I went to university and done a degree in language and linguistics. And then...
that's hard, like going to university in general, never mind with like 3 kids at home too.
Yeah.
Keep an eye.
Yes.
Like you really had a full-time job being a mummy.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. But now, in fairness, Charlie was very supportive, you know, and he's very good. Charlie was always very hands-on with our kids, you know. So
that's nice.
Help.
Yeah, he was. He always was. So, yeah, done it, and then.
And where did that course lead you to?
Then I actually then got a job like just in the student support up in Ulster University, and then I thought, well. I went back and done dyslexia studies, done a couple of different, I'd done a level 5 and a level 7 in dyslexia studies as well. So
you like to study, maybe?
So, and that was it then that was it. Gave up then. I had enough. Yeah, so that's been it.
And what's your role now?
I work for the Cedar Foundation. Have you heard of Cedar? No.
Well, maybe explain a bit more for everyone that doesn't.
Right, yes. Well, it's a regional charity that supports people with disabilities, and they support them back into like education. It can be community, back into the community, or education, training, employment, people with ASD, brain injury. I do ASD and brain injury specialism, so support them back.
That's hard, but lovely at the same time.
It is, yeah,
to them.
yeah.
Very fulfilling.
It's it's challenging at
Yeah.
times, but it's also very humbling when you see, you know, the difficulties that people face on a daily basis, you know, just to even get out into the community, or, you know, say somebody with a brain injury that has had life-changing injuries, and that they can't, you know, they've been employed all their life, and then all of a sudden they find that they can't go back into that employment. Like, it's very tough.
We all
You
just
know,
tend
so-
to be in our wee bubbles, and
Mhm.
you know, so it is.
Yes, yeah.
Just opens up.
Uh-huh,
Your
really
mind
does,
about, you know,
yeah.
and you were saying like you help them cook and everything. I mean, cooking classes and all.
Yes,
Lovely.
yeah. So at the moment
need to
we're
join
running.
in.
I was gonna say.
Margaret, you may teach me a thing or two.
Yeah, and actually they're going really well. I'm surprised at the things we're cooking. I got these cookery books. It's actually a woman, she's from Castlebar in County Mayo, and I think this one she started doing like on Instagram, doing cookery demos, and now she's actually 3 cookery books.
Brilliant.
And they're brilliant. So they are. You
Like
can-
easy to
anybody
follow.
easy to follow, and it's stuff that you have in the house. Like, you don't have to go.
Yes.
You know,
That's
from-
the hardest part, where I say you need to go to Tesco's at the big list of stuff, and I'm like, you don't even know what they are, or how to get them. You know?
Yeah.
You find that the hardest part?
We made buns, Margaret, on Saturday, or we made them on Friday for Mabel's birthday. On Saturday, Keith was making Rice Krispie buns, and I was making top hats because he didn't trust me with the Rice Krispies.
All right.
You know, it's not like she just gets distracted very easy.
I know, I had made about 20. I was like, right, I'm done now. He's like, you've got so much chocolate left. I was like, you know what, I'm sick of cooking now. You know, I don't
yeah.
enjoy it,
But
Margaret.
beforehand, right, I was melting down the chocolate, and I says, "Look, Alex, I need you not to faff about here. This is very serious. When you get this done." She's like, "No problem." As soon as I had the chocolate melted, put it into her bowl, she was away, and I was like,
All
"What's
right.
that?"
Hadn't even the bun kisses out, hadn't the Smarties ready, had nothing
Yeah,
ready.
that's
But I
what-
was probably putting the wash or something on, Margaret.
And then when she came back, she was, "Nah, no drive in it at all. Didn't want to do it."
It relaxes Keith, but it doesn't relax me.
See, if I'm hungry, I'll bake, because by the time I'm finished baking, I'm not hungry anymore. I don't need to eat it.
Yeah.
But then I eat it. You know, so
Yeah.
stop
Okay.
baking.
I like to cook and to bake, actually.
I'd love to be able to bake
That's-
breads or muffins or something, you know.
But you know, they're easy. Like, you know, they are. If you have a mixer, that's all you need.
One of them KitchenAids.
KitchenAid.
Well, we need to get one of them. We have a hand mixer thing, but
I bought the KitchenAid when we were coming home, because you could, when we were coming home, there was a couple of shops that you could have bought stuff that were for Europe. So we were able to buy them cheaper there and
Oh,
bring
yes.
them home. One of them was a KitchenAid. I paid
probably half the price.
$199 I paid for this KitchenAid, and I remember when I
still
was
have it?
Oh yeah.
Hi,
But they're maybe like
bulletproof.
£500, maybe.
They're more now,
That's
you
mad.
know.
I'll
But
not be getting no
you know,
KitchenAid.
when I bought it, and your mum was saying, well, you can buy this attachment, and I said, listen, for the bacon I'm going to do, I don't need this
just basic,
KitchenAid,
yes.
you know, so I just want it for the look
And
of
how
it.
many attachments have you
Yes,
bought?
I would like it for
No,
the
I've only actually bought, I haven't really bought any attachments, but bar I did buy a mincer to make chicken burgers from this woman, Sarah Butler, her cookery books. She makes, you mince your chicken and make your chicken
didn't
burgers.
know that.
Very easy to make, like, so. But
When you have a KitchenAid.
when you have a KitchenAid.
But they do look just lovely if you want to have one for decoration, you know.
Well, that's why I bought it, but
We got a decoration. We got, you know, I was mad looking, you know, the Ninja wood fire
Oh, yes.
barbecue.
Well-
Mad looking at it, right? And I seen it was half price with the
None
free
good.
stand.
Alright.
I was like, jeez, that's a bargain.
Uh-huh.
You'd be better just getting an extension lead, because it's electric for a start, and just taking your air fryer out the back. That's all it is, a glorified air fryer.
Oh, really?
I got the flat plate for it now. I can make breakfast outside.
It'll be better in the summer though.
And can you make pizzas in it? Is it one of them?
Oh, you
Or
probably could with a flat one. I don't know, I haven't tried it.
no? All right.
Maybe like a, what do you call them, Chicago down pizza?
Yeah, maybe.
It's not big, but I needed to have it.
for us.
Okay, yes.
You put wood fire pellets in it, but
All right.
first day I got it, I was like, I'll make a wee steak on it. We're disgusting.
We just weren't
so
used to the
Right.
taste of the pellets, you know. Maybe,
Okay,
but maybe
yeah.
we need to get nicer
I
pellets.
think you just need an old fashioned charcoal barbecue.
I have one then. We
You can't
use
beat them,
charcoal.
you know.
Yeah.
Can't beat
Yeah,
them.
it's the best. So,
My last one was gas, and they took it everywhere with me because it was
Yeah, well, it was
full up.
handy.
But nah,
but it's not the same taste.
No,
You know, you need the charcoal.
but then it's just getting it lit and everything.
I know.
We're no barbecue connoisseurs.
My barbecue would have just tasted like the last thing we made on it.
All right. Well, maybe wash that off before.
Yes, Keith.
Adds flavour. Adds flavour.
That's what everyone says, but I just think it just adds hairy bits to your food.
That's all I've ever been thinking now when we come back to barbecue. But we didn't really have much barbecue season. this year.
No. Usually
We will now in
have
September now when everyone goes back to school.
Yeah.
Happy
apparently
days.
so.
Good for us.
Yeah.
So, Margaret, we'll not keep you any longer.
Right,
because We
okay.
promised you we would do this in an hour.
Right.
And there's you are.
There's
How
no-
did it feel?
It flew in. Yeah. It did.
Didn't we tell you it wasn't that bad?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Yeah. Well,
The things you do for a mug.
I know.
I
But
just can't believe all those scary stories in New York and all is mad.
Yeah, but like when it was happening, we didn't think about it at all.
Yeah.
You know, just went with it.
I would not have let my children move there. But like, no. What do you hear? That's for a story.
Well, Keen went, and he went there the first year. He went straight out of school. So he did.
So he was young and maybe,
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
as-
we were just trying to say to them, because they think we're exaggerating, but just trying to say that you're in a big city, be aware of where you are.
Yeah.
So, which was probably one of the things that what happened to me out there made me very aware, because I think you could have got yourself into all kinds of trouble.
No, right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Because we're very used to speaking to people as they pass. Like, well, how are you? How's things
yes,
over there.
yeah.
But even in
Fine.
London, people are not really even, they're just not even as friendly,
No,
Wouldn't they say hello like you would in the street or whatever?
no, they're not at all.
We're just too nice, that's all.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But no, we'll say thank you. We'll wrap up this podcast.
Thank you
and
very much, Mark.
Thank you.
We'd love to have
very
you
much.
back again
My
soon.
cheeks are
Nope.
sore. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you very much for listening. And before we go, we have a plug. We're going to plug Whoop.
Yes.
We have recently become affiliated with Whoop.
Margaret, you need to get a book.
Yeah, she was going to show us a watch.
So
So
I have.
Whoop,
Yeah, close
boring.
enough, Margaret.
So Whoop is a wearable fitness tracker, which actually is more based around your recovery, because a lot of people don't take recovery serious.
Mm-hmm.
If you're serious about getting fitter and stronger, Whoop is definitely what you need. If you want one, we will get you one. We'll get you a free Whoop and a free month on Ray Academy. It's in the bio of our gym page. Click in there and fill in your details. And yeah,
Yeah.
get one now.
Yeah, they're very competitive. If you have a husband and wife that wearing one, you'll be like, oh, my recovery's great. My sleep's not great. So yeah, there's no hiding about feeling grumpy with a book.
Darn, even husband.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you very much.
See you later, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.